Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Adam Burke from BangTheBook.com, coming to look at Game 601, 602, LSU and VCU. Little acronym battle here on Wednesday night in college basketball. Opening line showing VCU a 1.5-point favorite, total of 142.5 in this one. Three real good games on the college basketball card for Wednesday night. We talked about them on our Tuesday edition of the show with Ralph Michaels and our Wednesday edition of the show with Kyle Hunter. Recorded that segment on Tuesday afternoon, so I'm not just predicting the future here, but you can hear a lot of good insights and analysis for college basketball, college football, the NFL, golf, NHL, all sorts of good stuff on our editions of Bang the Book Radio. You listen to those segments right here on our YouTube page, or you can find us wherever you stream your podcast content. And, of course, a lot of good content over at bangthebook.com as well. College football, college basketball, NBA, NHL, golf, soccer, NASCAR, UFC, tennis, esports, and, of course, the NFL. So head on over to bangthebook.com. Make sure you check all of it out. All right, interesting game here, fun game here between LSU and VCU up in Richmond. Again, the opening line on this game, VCU minus 1.5, total 142.5. Really interesting side plot to this game. Will Wade, the head coach at LSU, left VCU a couple of years ago. The agreement between the two schools was that either VCU would get $250,000 from LSU for Will Wade's services, or LSU would play a home-and-home with VCU. Here is the first game of that home-and-home, and Will Wade heads back up to Richmond for this one. Will Wade's Tigers last year, a 3 seed, went to the Sweet 16. VCU lost the 9-8 game to Central Florida. UCF then went on and almost beat Duke in the second round, so no shame in that game for VCU. VCU still a great team defensively. Third year now for head coach Mike Rhodes, who was formerly at Rice. Very, very experienced VCU team here. They'll make a lot of noise in the A-10 as the season goes along. Picked up a very good recruit in Nashawn Highland, but this is a team that's a work in progress right now. 9.945 points per possession in their first game against St. Francis, PA. 0.957 points per possession in their second game against North Texas. So VCU still trying to figure some things out offensively, and that may be a problem here, taking on an LSU team that was a top 10 team in adjusted offensive efficiency, according to Bart Torvik last year. Now, they did lose their two highest usage players in Tremont Waters and Naz Reid. They also lost Cavell Bigby Williams, but they've had two very good classes with Will Wade there down in Baton Rouge. You've got guys like Trendon Watford, Emmett Williams, Javonte Smart, and, of course, a senior leader in Skylar Mays. So they've got a lot of guys that were very efficient last season, and all they're going to do is have more usage this year with Waters and Reed, who, again, were the two guys that the offense ran through last year. They're going to have more usage for some of those young, very talented players for that LSU team. Marcus Evans is the star for VCU, potential A-10 player of the year. He's very experienced, but where does the rest of the offense come from for this VCU team? Last year, they were 152nd in adjusted offensive efficiency, turned it over 20% of their possessions, couldn't shoot from distance. There were some worries about this VCU team offensively last year. UCF trips them up in the first round of the tournament, and now they get this LSU team that is still very gifted offensively despite some of their losses. So this is a defense versus offense kind of game. LSU's defense, not particularly great, very good offensive team. VCU's offense is lacking, but a very good defensive team there for the Rams. Now you got to think VCU and the fan base should be very, very eager to get a power conference team, a major conference team there in Richmond, but also Will Wade's team's got to be pretty excited to go and face his former employer as well. You know he's ready for this game, and he knows that experienced VCU personnel much better than Mike Rhodes knows his personnel, because he's got a lot of freshmen and sophomores playing really big roles for that LSU Tigers team. So I like LSU here. And you know what? I would look at the short money line too, especially early on in the college basketball season, a higher variance environment. If some of these teams are good enough in their first or second true road game to be +1, +1.5, +2, maybe you just look at that short money line there. I think that's what you do with LSU here in this one. Take the short money line. Yeah, this game could fall 1, it could fall 2, something like that. But Just go ahead and take the short money line here with the better offensive team, the more athletic team in the LSU Tigers. I'm Adam Burke for BangTheBook.com.